Collaboration, communicate with others, collaborate with others. So you want to work in a group with people, and you want to be able to be more open while you're in it. Perfect.
I see. Build my character and we'll become a better person.
Build character, becoming a better person.
Yeah.
How do you think fishing will? How do you think the program will be able to help you do that?
Ain't no right or wrong answer.
Ain't no right or wrong answer, bro. You say just by being present, just being here.
Yeah, just being on time.
It's simple, bro. It ain't hard. You know, you can only get better by putting yourself in position, right? So all you can do is show up, right?
Yeah.
I feel communication come a long way. So I feel like if we can talk, we can do anything together.
How do you think the program gonna help you with that?
By communicating with others.
All right.
I feel like this program will help me with that. I can build a bond with all these boys instead of just these two. And these ain't gonna be my only two partners doing the fishing. So I feel like I should talk to everybody else.
That real relationship building. So just to kind of touch on that for a second, man, like I feel like that's the most important thing any individual could ever have. Like I'm an advocate for going to college. You know, even if you don't stay in college for 1 or 2 years, like I'm an advocate for going because even in college it puts you in a different bracket of people. You know what I mean? You get to meet people from Chicago, you get to meet people from Texas, you get to meet people from all over the world that you don't get a chance to see in your current neighborhood. And then you don't have to worry about the east side, the west side, the north side, none of that, because on college campuses, everybody's unified. You know what I mean? It ain't no sections. Yeah, you might be in a section with a bunch of Florida people, but y'all it's still a group of y'all that's from all over the area. You know what I mean? So those are relationships that you can't build. You're gonna give yourself a chance to build those opportunities for yourself if you don't go. Right?
I feel that. But yeah, they're kind of like maybe more responsible. Like help me with responsibility.
Right? So responsibility and accountability. Accountability and responsibility will be key, y'all, because football and fishing require 2 things. For you to get up and for you to work hard and compete every day. Every play, every cast. Right? Every play, every cast. And you're looking for that big play or that big fight. One or the other, right? Can't go wrong with it. That's why you play the game. That's why the game is meant to be played for that moment. And you get out there and catch an 8-pounder the first thing in the morning, you may not even want to fish no more today. You know, it happens because it's just like, you know, you come out after halftime and you score the game, you score the first, you know, third quarter touchdown. Like it's just an excitement that you can't really explain. You know. So.
You know, fishing.
Wait, y'all win?
No,
Go.
We have a life skills, communication, and responsibility.
All right. Can we come back to you now? What up?
You work more often as a team.
We can work more often as a team. All right.
You know, me fishing new to me. It ain't new to me, but it is. But so you know, just being around people like Jeff and TA who love fishing, so that just gonna make me just fall in love with fishing. Cause I just really let my homeboy go. Y'all say about it, I gotta get back, but you know, and just being and I like helping kids out, so it's gonna make it exciting. Can't wait.
TA.
What's the question again? I got sidetracked.
What do you think you're gonna be able to get the kids out of the program?
just more about fishing is one thing. Everybody can hook put a hook on the line and go out there and catch a fish. But I think I bring more to it as like I say, like a life aspect. Cause I don't know. It's just that I got a lot of life experience about, for instance, like dad situation. I never had a dad in my life or anything like that. Some kind of way I made it out of what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotypes.
Stereotype,
Around
yeah.
here. You don't got no dad in your life, you go be bad, stuff like that. Some kind of way I made it out. Like I said, just life experience. Different stuff like that. And plus fishing too, because I do know how to fish, but I'm looking more on the other side.
So just listening to everybody kind of say what they want to get out of the program, one thing I think stuck out to me, bro, which is really communication, right? And we had a conversation last week about black men or men in our area that do not know how to properly communicate or don't know how to properly manage their own personal emotions, right? Because in our area, we're taught compete, survive,
Suck it up.
suck it up. Like real life, that's what we're taught. We're taught those three things. We can go anywhere, and don't get me wrong, they're wonderful traits to have because we can go anywhere in the world and survive. And a lot of times be above the 8 ball because we had to come up in those type of environments. Does that make sense? So we have to take that same concept,
Oh, yeah.
and then we have to find different ways to express those things a little bit different. So I'm glad you all said communication because y'all gonna need that type of communication in order to continue to build and grow. That's why we got the buddy system too. So when you having a bad time, when you know you got your own personal situation going on, hey man, let me run this by you, bro. You know what I mean? How would you do it? And then you got Zoe and TA to also bounce ideas off of. The problem is we just don't want y'all to find yourselves in a situation where you're not communicating because we already know that's a problem that we struggle with in our area. So not talking is something that we can't do. So invest 30 days, not even 30 days, but invest a month into communicating openly. Communicating openly. And let's just see where we're at the end of that 30-day period. But that's my challenge to you guys, man. We want to be able to come in here and be as transparent, good, bad, or ugly. Trust me, some of my stories and some of my explanations gonna be to you guys gonna be ugly, right? But it's gonna be mine. TA might have a different perspective. Zoe might have a different perspective. Y'all might even have a different perspective. But that's what makes it great because we can all sit down as a group and communicate about it and say, you know what, when I was your age, I did it like this. Because I still remember what I did when I was when I was a junior and senior in high school. I know exactly how I did it. And I know what it looked like from high school to college. To graduating college and know what it looked like now as an adult. And some of these areas I still struggle in. That's how I know out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of y'all, 5 of y'all said communication. So that means we have issues with expressing ourselves
No.
properly. Right? So that's good. Good.
Pretty much everything that happens around here is kind of the idea of the kids. So if the kids say they want to see a certain program, they want to do something different, we gonna make it our business to make that happen. So we have a lot of kids by having him coming on and always, being out on the water and fishing. A lot of the kids are kind of interested in wanting to go out fishing and stuff, and we end up getting a nice grant from the United Way to put together another form of mentoring. We decided to go fishing a lot. So it should be a fun experience. I personally have had a lot of fun fishing with Jeff. It's different. It's something that was different for me. So if you've never been fishing before, I'm pretty sure it'll be something that you'll eventually learn to enjoy for the 5 kilometers. I'm pretty sure it'll be. I mean, I guess have fun, give it your all. It's a lot you can learn from it, and I'm here. I'm not part of the men's program, but if y'all.
Not getting them, man.
Try and put brown, black, black and blue. Try and put black and blue and brown.
Nah. So look, we got frogs. Y'all get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. That's 16? Alright. Y'all grab 2. Whatever 2 you want, but grab them.
Should just set them all.
Yeah, just let them get there.
They gonna bite all of them, so just grab them.
I know they gonna bite mine.
No, they don't buy all of them. No, man. They don't buy all of them, bro.
Hey, so look.
Yo, if I don't bite, yo, what I'm gonna do?
They ain't never seen no red frog before. They ain't gonna really jump on no red frog. Spray painted. Just tricking them, really. That's what you're trying to do.
Make mine black. They gonna bite, yo, if
They
they
got all
don't bite,
kinds
what I'm
of
gonna do?
stuff. Lizards, rats. They got rats about this big you can fish with. No lie.
For real,
They
yeah.
got big rats, rats.
You got spooks.
Spooks, everything, big frog. All kind of
I'm a
stuff.
fisherman now.
Jacob, man, you be going
I
to
gave
start
football.
I know.
Uh-oh. What that was, twin? What you say, twin?
That was football.
Gotta put that in the wrong way. You gotta go this side first, like you flip it over. Then knock all the wood down on that side.
You gotta get them things that look like
Alright, so we got shallow diving crankbait. Right? Guys, look, thing is pretty, I tell you what, we're gonna do it like this. Take 2. Take 2. They box, kind of organized a little bit how they want it. We're gonna come around, go back to the table. We're gonna come around and then you just explain to the camera how you set the box up, why you set it up like that, you know, whatever. Just make it quick. Don't the question, real quick. Look this way. Do everybody know what they got in their box right now? Any questions on what's in your box?
What's the name?
All right, so let me go over what's in your box before y'all get started. Let's sit down real quick. Let's sit down real quick. All right, so you guys have 5 4-out wide gap hooks. Those hooks are very universal. You can flip with them and you can throw long 10-inch runs with them. Those are your 4-out wide gap hooks, right? You got bobber stoppers. Bobber stoppers is those little small these little black little bead looking things, right? These are designed to keep your weight compact. So instead of your weight going up and down your line, without it, if you put this on it, it keeps your weight right down to your hook. And it keeps it there. It don't make that weight jump up and down. Get you hung up and all that kind of stuff. Alright? So you'll put this on, put your weight on, and then tie your hook. So you'll put your bobber stopper on, you'll put your weight next, and then you'll tie your hook. So now if you look at this, alright, so if you look at this, see my weight in between here? Y'all see the barber stopper?
Yeah.
Y'all see it? So if I pull it down, now my weight. Sorry. You alright, man? Oh. If I put it down, see it don't go nowhere. So now when I get ready to go flip it into a bush, my weight. Yeah, that's a frame.
Needle towel.
No. So when I get ready to flip it into like a weed clump or something, now it's all compact. It stays together. Sometimes when you flip it in there with that weight being, with that barber stopper not being there, your weight will go one way and your weight will go another. And you'll get tangled up, you got to pop your line, do all that. This is the way to keep everything together at one. So it pop right through the bush and go straight down to the bottom. Your weight don't go down first, none of that. It go all go together. That's what it's designed to do, to keep it all together. Everybody understand? All right, so y'all got a black and blue jig, and y'all got a green or brownish color type swim jig as well. You can use these to swim through the water column, or you can also flip with them. They're heavy enough to do both. All right, if the water get out there and the water is real dirty, real mucky looking, you want to go dark colors. If you get out there and the water's kind of clear a little bit, you want to try to go more natural color. That's why I gave you guys two. So you guys will be able to interchange them when necessary. All right?
Oh, Keith. I said the things at the top that I'm gonna use. I feel like I'm gonna use a lot, and these at the bottom I feel just like I ain't gonna use them a lot. So these on the top I'm gonna just use them a lot.
So what is these?
Man, that's a frog. You know what it is?
He had to tell you that. Do you know what it is?
It is a frog. You see, I ain't got, you know this boss, AKA best fisherman in hell. You feel me? I got these on the top because I ain't gonna bring them out when I'm in the fishing tournament.
So you got what you ain't gonna really bring out on the top.
But I got when I go in that fishing tournament, then when I'm bringing out the two frogs and the lures, you go crazy.
Here come the cream. How you get all this stuff in yours?
Cause I'm like that. I'm telling you. I'm like that. I'm just playing. Them mine.
Introduce yourself.
They're gummies. But you know, I got my little bait right here. I got my little 5 hooks. Got my frogs. Hold on. That ain't the only thing. I can't open it.
You done broke your thing already off?
Yeah, I broke it. No. I think you gotta do it like this.
You go want it.
How you open this?
Let me get that boy.
What is it?
I broke it on this side. You know, I got my little other baits right here.
What are they called?
They look like shiners, but they're not shiners. They're not really shiners. They're crankbaits.
Oh, okay.
Well, he knows.
My baits.
And that'll be all.
Right? Wherever you want it to go, to where it goes. Alright? I don't mean over the power line either.
I overpower. He say over, he threw it over the power line.
So it's the same thing if I did the side arm. If I did the side arm, it look the same.
Oh, Lord.
Wherever you want it to go is where it goes. Wherever you release it at is where it goes. Release it means when it come around, you want to let that line go when you get to that point. So if you throw it at that corner right there, or if you're throwing it at the corner of this building, I want to let that thing go when it get like right here at that angle, 45 degrees. It ain't 45, it ain't a true 45, but y'all get my point, right? And then that's where y'all let it go at. All you gotta do is just release your finger and let that line fly. All right, y'all wanna come try it? Somebody?
Yeah,
One of you guys that's gonna be using this open face reel, y'all come try it. Cause the bait caster guys, we're gonna rig y'all line up too. That y'all.
You should have put the comb out there so they can hit it with the comb in.
bait cast is a lot like the spinning reel. You kind of start them off the same way. So you go in from the top. So you guys see this hole right here? Yeah. You guys go in through that hole. Grab that line from the inside of there, right? So then you find a hole inside of your ridges. And most of the bait catchers, they all got holes inside of your spinning spool. All right, spinning spool is basically when you reel it, that spool that moves in the inside. Y'all see it? Everybody see it? And then when you stop, it stops. That's your spool. Okay? So what ends up happening is that you put your line down through that spool. And then you bring it back around to you. And then you just pull it high. That way you got both ends. Alright, so basically what you end up doing once you tie it in a knot, take all the slack out. Right? You make that line straight again. Once you make it straight, all this unnecessary line that's left, just cut it off. Alright, now this is the real key right here, y'all. When you get ready to put that line on there, you gotta guard it. So it don't just go on there regularly, right? So you hold it as you're winding it. And then you fill your spool up. Here, let me show you something. This is when you know when to put too much line on there. See right here, y'all come closer real quick, just so y'all can see. So you fill this line, this spool up until you get towards the center of your ridges right here. All right, that's when you know you got enough line on there, when it's up here close to your ridges. Does that make sense?
Yo.
All right, so then we're just gonna put line on here until we get there. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Y'all see how much is on there? All right, that's that.
For all these bait cats, who say they know how to use them.
Oh, we finna see.
See what?
Just who know how to use. All right, so I'm gonna put this jig on here
I ain't gonna lie.
to just have something on here to try it real quick. So that you guys get learn.
I take you on the steak.
Anytime you get you a brand new reel, or you're using a brand new reel, right? Always tighten the gears all the way down. They come loose. Y'all know what gears are? What gears are for? Keep going. Yeah. Okay. When is a good time to use it? So anytime you catch a fish and you feel like you're having a hard time with that fish, this is how you loosen it up. See, I pull more line out by keeping it loose. If I tighten it all the way down, I can't do that. You got a big fish and you want to try to take your time with that fish, let that fish tire out. Just like a drag. It's exactly what it is. All right? Exactly what it is. And then right here on your side, this controls how fast your bait falls. How many times your bait, see how it won't go nowhere? Now as I unloosen it, watch that bait fall. Make sense? So the better you get at throwing it, the looser you can start unloosening this. All right, but you always want to start with it tight. That way, if you throw it, this line don't just get away from you. Alright? As you do it, as you get more reps in doing it, then you can kind of unloosen it a little bit to get it to go farther and farther and farther. Alright? Start here, and then you loosen it up according to, you know, your comfortability. Alright? Everybody got it?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
Don't leave. That's what I said. What?
So when y'all looking at your barber stopper, there's a hole in between. Y'all see it? Y'all see that hole in between?
Yeah.
You're gonna stick your line through it. It should look just like that. Right? And then you take the barber stopper and just slide it onto the line. And then it's on there. Everybody see it?
I don't think the whole thing going on.
I thought the whole thing do too.
This is not what we're gonna typically use, but this is what we're gonna use right now for demonstration. Big old weight. Big old weight. We're gonna go punch through a mat or something. Catch you up.
Still finna win that 300.
Catfish fish. Yeah, catfish.
You keep going, think about it. You don't want to do it.
All right, I always say 8 to 9 times, man. It's up to you, though.
I do the one Uncle Tony.
I'm good too. I'm good too. Everybody got their own. Everybody got their own.
It's 1,000 different knots.
It's 1,000. Yeah, it's 1,000 different knots. Whatever you most comfortable with, bro.
Yeah.
You'll get on and you'll figure out what works for you.
I'd always did mine.
That don't mean it.
I always did mine the same way. I put it through the hole
Easy, yeah.
and I tied
But
3
you might
times.
find another one easy as that.
So anytime you're doing anything flipping related, you're gonna always tie it as if you're tying a basic Texas rig. Right? So any type of run fishing. So if this is dead stick Cinco to something with 2 paddle tails on it, you're still gonna do it the exact same way. Right? So you go in the top, get it to the top of your hook, bring it through. When you bring it through, you're gonna come all the way down, turn it around. Make sure, I always call it the Nike check. Make sure your Nike check is sticking out the back. Alright? Make sure that's very important. So then once you figure that out, line your hook and your bait up. Right? Y'all see where it stops at? The hook, bottom of your hook. Alright? So then you're gonna go, fold that bait up to where that hook stopped at. And then just poke it through. Once you poke it through, that's basically what you end up with. Right? And so then now you make it weedless. Only way you can make this bait weedless is that you take it, push it to the top, push it back towards the tip of the bait. Right? And you stick that hook in there. That's what makes it weedless. And then it's also straight.
You understand what it mean by weedless?
The hook not pointing out. No,
I'm saying, what's the purpose of weedless?
so that the fish won't see the hook. No, but when you stuck in the grass,
Right there, yeah.
It won't get stuck in the grass.
Yeah. You can drag it all the way through and it won't get stuck. It ain't gonna get harmed. That's what it meant by that.
Say that one more time, Harley.
Weedless.
Weedless. What does it mean?
So we'll get stuck on weed.
Hey, straightforward, man. That's right.
I told you, it ain't no right or wrong, bro. You just gotta just
How
say
you
it.
say
It's how
it.
you
It's
see
how
it,
you
your
interpret
perspective. Hey, look. Basically what I ended up doing was, this is what I was talking about. See that weight can't go nowhere? Yeah. That's what that barber stopper does. It pegs it and make it one piece versus. That makes sense?
Fishing.
Everybody see why? Everybody see why?
I thought fishing was basic.
Johnny, you got it?
Hot dog.
Alright, so
It's basic, but it can get complicated too. It's more like you said, repetition. You're doing it over and over and over and over. So, Joe, what one you fish with tournament fishing? That one?
what, rod? I would fish with this rod at tournament.
Okay.
Depending on, I would put like a Cinco or something like that. I wouldn't.
What you use to get your biggest fish?
Not this.
What's
It
the
wouldn't be
Cinco?
my choice. like a stick, like a dead stick, like a
long
straight worm.
like a worm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, so guys, we got 2 rods. We got 2 rods rigged up. Go around the room in some order. Come on, one takeaway.
One takeaway is
I know what I said.
I learned about the lures, what you can use on a fishing pole, like when to use them.
All right.
One takeaway, communication is the key to success.
Communication.
Get in closer.
Who?
Get in closer.
Get in closer.
Get in closer.
Get it closer.
Get in
So you talking
closer.
about getting
Oh,
close,
getting closer. All right, I'm sorry.
Relationship wise.
All right, I got you. Building a bond. I got you. Johnny, different baits inside the tackle box.
I learned you gotta have responsibility to keep up with all this.
Responsibility. Keep up with all your tackle. That's awesome.
I learned how to spool up the poles.
You learn how to spool the poles.
I learned the purpose of most of the stuff that's in here.
Purpose for all the lures in your box. That's it.
You?
Zoe?
This everything fishing pretty much new to me. So it's like learning how to set the pole and stuff up.
All right. TA, Mr. Allen.
It's basically that we're gonna have to work a little harder than what I expected, because it seemed like we only got maybe 1 or 2 people that actually fished before, so everybody else is kind of new to them. So we have a little more work to do when it comes to fishing than I expected.
I learned that, which I thought was really cool, and it just goes, it speaks to like what we are for real, because you know, when we were going around with filling checks and stuff, a lot of people said a lot of things around communication, and so it was cool to kind of see everybody like kind of really engage, everybody helping each other, you know, doing little small things like that. I thought was really dope. So we want to make sure we keep that up. All right.
Yes, sir.
Again, y'all, take 10, 15 minutes and invest in the book. All right. Nobody's gonna hold your hands about it. Nobody's gonna check to make sure you read it, that kind of stuff. But at least all we're asking is that you invest 10, 15 minutes into doing so. Here or there. Take it in the bathroom with you when you go sit down. All right. Everybody got it? All right. You guys have a good day, fellas. I appreciate it.